how I think things are more interesting now. We're getting some additional product, which is cool, which is the Carbonite edition. And I mean, we already had a pre-release, the pre-release boxes and the booster boxes, and then it's no longer starter decks; they're called Spotlight decks, and they're going to be individually kind of sold separately. But before I get into it, thank you guys so much for watching these. I usually do a lot of these videos. Recently, I've been going over a lot of different things that I find interesting. If you want to check out my other videos, I talk about some judge rulings, and if you have any of those, please comment on those videos. I talk about the state of the game. I show some weekly gameplays, and I'm probably going to be showing off some of the planetary qualifiers games from Odyssey Games, which I got approved to record. So check those out. And yeah, let's get into it. Just the boxes alone, the pre-release boxes look really good. The yellow, the black. We know the set's more heavily dependent, not depend. Well, it's called Jump to Lightspeed. So we're going to have a lot more space units, and we're getting a lot of new units, especially some units that have the ability to become upgrades to pilot those vehicles. I think that's really cool. As someone who plays Palpatine Green, double green, I'm not very space heavy. I have maybe like 6 ships in total, 7 ships in total, and 3 of them all are 4 drops, and then the rest are like 8, 9 drops, 9, 10 drops. This is going to be really fun for me. I'm really interested to see how the mechanics work. We get some new mechanics such as indirect damage. And again, you know, the idea that we get pilots now, which are units that are, well, right now it's a lot of them are, from what we saw, is the Han and Boba Fett, which are leaders that could deploy as upgrades, which are really cool. And again, the booster boxes with the chance of getting the showcase leaders from the spotlight decks. They're still starter decks to me, so that's really cool. I'm really interested to see how this goes. As someone who likes to own sealed product, I own one of each starter, one of each booster box. So I own, you know, Spark of the Rebellion, Twilight of the Republic, and Shadows of the Galaxy, Over the Galaxy. All the first 3 sets, I have one of each booster box sealed. And with this coming out, this is another booster box I want to keep sealed, and of course open like a bunch of them. And now that with the addition of the Carbonite edition boosters, that's another booster box I'm going to have to get sealed, because it's very cool idea, because it's like a collector's item, or you get collector pieces. I think I want one sealed just to have, because they announced that the Carbonite edition is a one print run. So as soon as they're sold out, they're sold out. There's no more. So I definitely want to get 2, one to open, one to keep sealed. One to open just for the experience and to share it with people who maybe don't get the chance to do it. Just reading off the description: enhance your collection with Carbonite edition booster packs. These special premium packs are loaded with variant cards that have special aesthetic treatments, including the Carbonite exclusive Prestige variant, making them the perfect pick for collectors. They are limited in quantity and will not be reprinted. So we're getting a new like foil print. We know every card in that is going to be foil, so that's potentially meaning that leaders, common leaders, not showcase leaders, common leaders and bases could potentially be foil, which means these are our chance to get even foil tokens, which is really cool. And you get 12 packs, I want to say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 10 packs. Is it 10 packs? I'm trying to count how many packs are on here, but still really cool product. Hopefully it's not too expensive. Usually a booster box is about 90 bucks, 80 bucks, depending on, you know, how the market's doing. I'm hoping the Carbonite edition, no more than 150. I kind of don't want to pay more than 150. I'd like I said, $300 for 2, I'd be fine with. But if they're $200 a piece, it's kind of pushing it. It's going into like Magic the Gathering territory on booster boxes, collector booster boxes, which are 12 packs. If I remember correctly, it's like 12 packs. And depending on what the set is, they could be between 300 to 350. I'm hoping it's not that expensive, but I completely will understand, because they are just a one-time print. But hopefully, like I said, if I get these pre-ordered Like I just want two, one to keep sealed, one to open. Um, Definitely 150, I think, would be a good ballpark for the special foiling and things like that. Now, going into the spotlight decks, which are, I still feel like are starter decks because it's a pre built deck to just get into playing. They are dividing them into two separate boxes. So it's not going to be the singleton box like what we've gotten in the first three sets. And I'll post what if you don't know what they look like, I'll post it or show it off here. But we get Han Solo and Boba Fett. Are they going to be $10 a piece? Because I think the starter decks were after taxes, depending on where you got them, well, like $22, $23 after taxes. So am I still paying, $12 at most for each one? Because I want the starter decks as well. I'm very much I like Star Wars, so I want the Star Wars product to keep and have. So that's where my big thing is. Like I don't want the Han Solo deck to be $20 and the Boba Fett deck being $30. I want this to still be a product that is accessible for new players and for people who just, specifically for new players, as someone who just wants to have one of each just to have as a collection item. You can't see them, they're up here, but just to have to be like, hey, I got into this game. This is a game I really like, and I want to have some sealed product just for memories, for going along with the new game that just came out. And it's rocking. That's just me. Hopefully, with this set, we get some really cool stuff. I'm hoping for like a Darth Vader TIE Fighter, or Luke Skywalker X-Wing, or Snow Speeder. It's going to be really interesting. I'm hoping maybe a Death Star, you know, comes into play. You have Palpatine, get some crazy stuff going on. That's just my thoughts on the product. Again, I'm hoping that pricing is not going to be super crazy, especially on the Carbonite Edition booster boxes. I'm hoping that I can lock in a pre-order for those at least, just to be on the safe side. What are your guys' thoughts on all this? What do you think of the Carbonite Edition or Collector's Booster Edition of this moving forward? How do you feel about the Spotlight decks? Do you think separating them into two decks is the smart thing to do, or was it the wrong thing to do? I can see it both ways. I think having them separately is great because what if I don't want the Han Solo starter deck? I just wanted the Boba Fett and I'm buying starter deck that has two because there's a couple cards I need out of it. But then again, what if I want one of my other friends to play or a significant other or something like that? So I can definitely see it both ways. I hope that the price doesn't really fluctuate on those, but I'm hoping that they stay at a reasonable price. But as always, please be safe out there in that big galactic world of ours, and I'll see you around.